So why were England so much better than Wales at the weekend? A record ever score in Cardiff. What happened? What changed? A lot of people have characterised that match and that performance for England as being a revolution in Steve Borthwick's selection and also in his mindset and his attacking intent. I don't think it's nearly as much the case as people are saying. Obviously, it was going to be a little bit of that because England had to score 4 tries, not just win the game. And Steve Borthwick's selection certainly was bold, but rugby, a very, very complicated sport, hard to explain the laws of a game to someone that doesn't already know the game. But actually, when you bubble it down, rugby is really quite simple. And I think the story of this game for England was pure and simple physical domination. And that's what I'm going to lay out with a few clips I've got for you. If you appreciate the content on the channel, I would love it if you would hit subscribe. Yeah, the international rugby has stopped. The videos are going to keep coming thick and fast. So yeah, hit subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and most importantly, tell me what you think in the comments down below. So yeah, physical domination. That was it in a nutshell for me for England, and it started in minute 1. The first time England got the ball, Wales kicked the ball to Marcus Smith. So England's smallest man on the field takes a run at Wales's biggest man, Will Rowlands. You should be feeling pretty good about that if you're a Welsh fan, but no. Marcus Smith got about 3 or 4 metres after contact. And what happens when you get beyond the gain line, when you get yards after contact? It means 2 things. It means the ball is there on a plate for you to attack with, and it was there ready to go for Alex Mitchell. And the second thing is the Welsh defence were having to retreat and therefore weren't organised and weren't able to put line speed on and close England's space when the ball did come. Consequently, Ellis Genge receives the ball with a full 5-metre run-up. Not what you want when the baby rhino is coming down your channel. He even has time to put a bit of footwork in and get round Taulupe Faletau, and again, makes a good 3-4 metres after contact, and the cycle continues. The ball is quick, Wales' defence is retreating, and Finn Smith has all the time that he wants to pick his option, and he goes cross-field because England have sucked the Welsh defences in by this point. This was clearly a ploy that Steve Borthwick sent his team in with, by the way, because they went to the width like that with those cross-field kicks a lot. And look at the difference. We've seen a couple of phases there where England are able to get beyond the gain line, get quick ball. Actually here, Wales have slowed it up a little bit, and look how much more organised their defence is, and look how much harder to breach that gain line is. And after 2 or 3 attempts of trying and not really getting anywhere, eventually Finn Smith says, right, enough of this, and goes for the kick through. As it happened, England had a penalty advantage they could fall back on, and they got the ball. But in those few moments when England got ahead of steam up, that was the warning sign, but that was also the pattern of how it would go in the game. And so it continued from the penalty kick they put to the corner. It was a back peel, and watch Tom Curry. When he receives the ball, Jack Morgan is waiting for him. And you think that's a pretty fair contest. Tom Curry on Jack Morgan. Does not go well for Wales. Tom Curry runs over the top of Jack Morgan and goes from 7 metres out to 1 metre from the line and makes it quite a simple job for Maro Itoje to go over and open the scoring. Physical domination makes everything easier. And just compare that to Wales's first attack. They go from the line out off the top and they send Ellis Mee, quite a big unit himself. They send him in to hit it up, but he is stopped dead by Finn Smith, who's a small man, big heart, and he can put a shot in. And he put a shot in on this one. Inexplicably, I don't understand what Wales are doing here. They only send Max Llewellyn in to clear out that breakdown. Now, if Ellis Mee had got beyond the gain line and had a dominant collision, you can probably get away with that, and Max Llewellyn would have been able to clear the ball out on his own. As it is, he gets stopped dead, so Max Llewellyn has now got the task of trying to get Fraser Dingwall and Ben Earl off the ball. Ben Earl's too good. Penalty is conceded. When you get dominant collisions, you have quick ball and you have time and choices and options, and that's what England get here as Elliot Daly runs over Jack Morgan and Gareth Anscombe. The only way Wales can slow up the ball is by doing it illegally. So with penalty advantage in their pocket, you can roll the dice a little bit, get the ball to the edge. And again, Tom Roback, talk about physical domination. Blair Murray, amazing on attack. He won't want to watch that one again. The problem for Wales is that even when their defence was organised, like here, relatively slow ball, Wales have got their whole defensive line on their feet waiting. And Wales have good line speed. They've already closed down England's space. The problem for Wales is even then, England were dominant. Maro Itoje just goes past Will Rowlands like he's not there. And look at the savage way that Ellis Genge and Ben Curry clear out Will Rowlands and Nicky Smith. The phrase men against boys was used to describe this particular game, and it's moments like that that led to that description. And England's play, they were like a snowball going down the hill. Being physically dominant, winning those collisions made life easier, which sapped the energy out of Wales, which made it easier, and the cycle would continue here. Ben Earl makes yards after contact, and that makes all the difference. That extra 1 metre that Ben Earl stretched out and got, winning the collision over Ben Thomas, makes all the difference. Compare that to the Ben Earl turnover earlier. Jack Morgan's in a great position to jackal for the ball, but that extra metre means that Tom Roebuck's able to come straight in, running forward, and clear Jack Morgan out and diffuse the danger. And that again gives Ellis Genge several metres of a run-up. He's able to win collision, and the waves keep coming. But as I say, I described it like a snowball going down the hill. It's the effect of being dominated physically that the cumulative effect of that is massive. And what are we now? 33 minutes in. Wales are absolutely gassed. This is really, really slow ball. You couldn't have slow. There wasn't a slower ruck the whole game for England. And yet still, despite all that time to organise themselves, Wales are so tired from the physical exertion so far. Look at the picture. 5 Welshmen are on the blind side, whereas there's only 1 Englishman on that side. They haven't got the energy to fold in to the open side, and consequently, England can just shred them. Look at Nicky Smith. He's 2 metres behind Jack Morgan there. The defensive alignment is bad. The line speed is poor. The dog legs and the holes are appearing, and Tommy Freeman can take advantage. And this one, from a Welsh point of view, it continues. It's just like watching a slow motion car crash if you're Welsh on this one. It's amazing to watch as an Englishman, but the difference between this England performance and the one against Scotland, I don't think it was as much about mindset as a lot of people are saying. And it's more about the fact that England were able to play the way that they wanted to because they had all the go forward. And that meant that they had all the options and all of the time. They were able to start with the tip passes. They were going to the out the back, the tip pass, getting to width. The ball is on a plate every single breakdown. The tip passes come in, the holes get found. This is just magic. Magic to watch, but it's brilliant how fundamentally how simple it is. And obviously, as well as the brute force, you had some amazing innovation. You know, we've seen South Africa and now France with the 7-1 bench split. But Steve Borthwick's the only head coach in World Rugby who's practicing the header. There you go, perfect training ground move. They practiced that all week and it came off. Donk. You know, England, invented the game of football, not just the game of rugby. So taking some inspiration from our round ball cousins. Maybe headers will be the new innovation in rugby. I jest, obviously, but back to the rugby. Have a look at what it looks like when you don't have physical superiority. So Wales get really good ball here. They get a good go forward with their maul. Unfortunately for Wales, England are lining them up. And this first contact is absolutely crucial. As I've already shown with all the clips of England, if you can breach the gain line, get a bit of go forward, everything else becomes easy. Consequently, if you get stopped dead, like they do there, then suddenly Ben Earl's able to come and jackal for the ball. The ball is slower. England's defence is organised. The players are looking up at who they're going to hit next. They're able to generate line speed and close Wales' space down, and England just gradually take metres off their opponents, force an error. I mean, when you look at that consequence of being pushed backwards means by the time Tom Williams is there to pass the ball, he's passing it to someone who's running towards their own posts, not able to set up in an attacking position. England were absolutely relentless. And to be fair to them, whilst the attack hasn't clicked, they've been showing this sort of defence for big chunks of this year's Six Nations Championship. And with the energy that they're bringing from all those back rows, it's pretty frightening to watch. If they can get that physical dominance going forward, then England are going to be a serious team. And the final try probably just shows this better than anything else. This did look like men against boys. A dominant scrum means Jack Van Portfleet can pick, and England is just taking metres out of Wales, winning the collisions, so the ball is there on a plate. And 2 men for Wales cannot even get down Tom Willis and prevent the offload. And it's game over. Absolutely fantastic performance for England. But I believe, going back to what I said at the start, I don't believe this was a complete departure from the way Steve Borthwick has been setting up his team to play. He said as much. He said after Scotland, we're not playing the way we're practicing playing. This, in Cardiff, you can see this is how England have been practicing the way they want to play, because this, with the greatest of respect to Wales, looked at times, and particularly with that last try, looked more like a practice match than a Six Nations test match. Wales were not able to stop England from doing what they wanted to do. And that is the key part about this competition, is the opponents are, their whole job is to try and stop you from doing what you want to do. And Jamie Ritchie against Scotland, they absolutely, I mean, he was a one-man wrecking ball, completely slowing up England's ball. And as you've seen from the clips, the difference between that gain line dominance, the difference between the speed of your ball is absolutely everything. A superb performance for England, built on that physical dominance, which they're not going to get to the same degree when they come up against a top team. South Africa, New Zealand, France, Ireland, Scotland, they're not going to let you play like that in the way that Wales allowed England. But Steve Borthwick, if he deserves credit for anything, I think it's probably managing to get his team into an aligned headspace where they went out there and absolutely monstered Wales. I really enjoyed it. I hope that is a low ebb for Wales and they can bounce back, because I look forward to many more rivalries in Cardiff in the years to come. But for now, I look forward to you hitting subscribe on the video if you appreciate the content, giving the video a thumbs up, telling me what you think down below, and I'll be there in the comments with you. And I'll see you on the next one.